welcome back familia. I'm Kiara if you don't know me. So today we're going to be talking about, is it having a laugh? Like as soon as I start talking this thing anyway. So today we're going to be talking about how to start your fitness journey really as a beginner. So a few weeks ago I also done one for the advanced lifters, so I thought we cannot really discriminate our beginners, so I'll just do one for beginners as well. If you're advanced and you wanted to know more about maybe the advanced bit, I urge you to go on my page and check that out on my YouTube channel. First thing I want you to know is that as a beginner, so let's imagine you've never stepped into the gym before. It can be a scary place, okay? Like I remember the first time I stepped into the gym, I was so scared that I just literally came in, and after 10 minutes I left. I legged it because I was like, I'm not doing it. This is so scary. And believe me, let me just get away from this. It's really annoying me. Like, why would you put the aircon on now? Like, it's winter, man. Like, it's Manchester. It's like bloody 10 degrees outside. But anyway, what I will do, I will just take you with me at the gym and I will show you a couple of machines and a couple of things that you could do as a beginner to start your fitness journey. Rule number 1, okay? There is a lot of information out there. It's daunting, okay? You don't know what to do first, where to start first. I will just break it down for you as easily as possible. You gotta focus on one thing at a time. Okay? If you try to incorporate so many things, oh yeah, she says that I have to do this, I have to do this too, I have to do this too. No, okay? No. Let's not try and put so much information at once. Focus on one thing at a time. It's really important because otherwise you'll be too overwhelming. There's so much information out there. You'll try to grasp everything and at the end, you'll just give up because you'll be like, I don't know where to start. There's too much. And it is too much if you try to grasp everything at once. It took me years to get to where I am today. And same for any other advanced lifter. So you as a beginner, please focus on the one step at a time. And do not worry about getting results because good news for you, beginner. For beginners, it's easier than anyone else in the room. Any other person in the lifter in the room, it's easier to put on muscle, okay? Because your body is not used to training. If you follow a good program and a good diet and you follow the tips I'm gonna give you, that you will see results quicker than anyone else. I can assure you that, okay? So, first thing, you don't know what's happening in the world, right? First thing, obviously, is to have a set plan, okay? If you've got a plan and someone telling you, someone who's an expert in the matter, telling you what to do and what to follow, it's already easy. You don't have to do anything. You just chill there, you know, like chilling, you just tell me what to do. And if you're looking for someone that tells you what to do, link in the description below for my online coaching plans, and they're personalized. They're personalized to you. So that means you speak to me, you tell me, Kiara, I'm not comfortable with this, this, and this, or I like eating this, or I hate eating this, and I create the plan based on you. So your plan will never be the same as someone else. I just customize it, personalize it specifically for you. Anyway, link in the description for that. But if you wanted to start on your own, first thing that I want you to focus on is figuring out what you want, okay? Because trying to do 3,000 things at once, what is your priority? Look at yourself in the mirror. Step 1, what do I want? What is my goal? You need to understand that. Do I want to build my glutes? Do I want to lose weight? Do I want to focus on losing weight first? Or do I want to do both at the same time? Now, being realistic, it means that if you have a lot of weight to lose, okay, probably doing both at the same times, it won't really work, okay? So being realistic with yourself, look at yourself in the mirror and think, I have a lot of weight to lose, so it's actually better to focus on weight loss for now because I just need to lose a bit of weight, considering the amount of weight. If you just got a little bit of fat, that you want to get rid of, then recomping and doing both at the same time works as well. If you don't have any body fat at all and you just want to focus on growing, perfect. Let's just focus on growing. So first, decide, be honest with yourself and decide what is it that you want to do first. What is your goal? Once you decide your goal, then I want you to download the free app. So I'm not gaining anything from this. I'm giving you something for free, okay, to use and to base your knowledge on. And download an app called Myfitnesspal. Why? This is an app that teaches you about calories. Why a calorie is important. You will think as a beginner, a lot of people mistakenly think that the only thing you need to do to be fit and to reach your goals is exercising. No. The most important thing is actually your nutrition. And by diet, I don't mean eating salads. No, it's not that. You got it wrong. There is a lot of misinformation out there. Macros are things like protein, carbs, fats, but also micronutrients like vitamins, etc. That will sound too complicated already by now, okay? So the easiest thing to do is if you don't want to get someone giving you a plan like myself, then go and download Myfitnesspal, okay, that is free, and insert your details, your height, your weight, your levels of activity, be honest, and it will tell you, it will give you a calculation based on that of how many calories you need to achieve based on your goal. Obviously, if you put that you want to lose weight, that's it. If you want to maintain weight, remember that means losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time. So if you want to gain fat and lose muscle at the same time, make sure you pick maintain when you pick, okay? Or gain weight. And it will give you an amount of calories. Now, that will be completely new to you. So you'll have to start tracking your food, okay? That is key. It is important you start doing that as a beginner. Okay? Obviously, you don't have to stick to the numbers like crazy or go mental if you don't hit the numbers all the time, every single day. As long as you get as close as possible to them, then it's already fine. Okay? So, get into the habits. Okay? Get into the habit of tracking your food. And with Myfitnesspal, it's literally easy. You just get the food. It says, right, today I'm eating 1 chicken breast. Scan the chicken breast, the barcode, and it will tell you how many carbs, protein, and calories the chicken breast has. And do that with all your meals. Again, with my plans, you don't have to do that because I do that for you. So you just have to follow it, basically. So you don't have to think about how many chicken breasts you have to eat, etc., because I do that for you. Same with the calories. Anyway, so once you do that, perfect. So first box ticked. You're trying to get your head around calories and how it works. Because remember, the most important thing is not working out. You could have the best plan in the world, workout plan in the world, the best workouts, the hardest workouts in the world. But if you're not eating according to your goals, you're not doing it. You're wasting time. You're wasting effort at the gym. You're not making any progress. And that is why people that train abs just train abs without having the macros adjusted to them. They don't get abs. It's simply, that is, you could do hundreds and hundreds of crunches. Your stomach will not get flat by doing purely and just ab exercises, okay? Same thing for your glutes. Doing 100 squats or just squatting will not give you a bum, okay? I know that it's confusing you, maybe it's frustrating you by here, but I'm here to explain to you step by step what you need to do. So, let's recap. First of all, we talked about calories. Once you know you download Myfitnesspal, etc., you know the calories, perfect. You try to stick to that. Now, let's come to the training bit. Okay? You will probably not have a clue on what exercises are good for you, what exercises you should be doing. There is tons of exercises online. Maybe you have followed a few workouts on YouTube, on Instagram. This is not the right way to grow your glutes, okay? You cannot keep changing workouts. A little bit from here, a little bit from there. It's just not gonna work. It means you don't have a plan. You need to have a structured workout plan, either from someone or you do it yourself, but you know that you're doing those set exercises and you're practicing on those. Doing random exercises one day and then another day, etc. won't work, okay? And that's why then you just give up on it, because you don't see results. But you don't see results because you don't know what you're doing. It's not because it doesn't work. There's nothing wrong with you. You can achieve the same results as everyone else. It's just because you need to educate yourself on it, okay? And I'm here to help you. So, workouts, right? So, you're a beginner. I don't want you to use any weight whatsoever. So, it's your first day of the gym, okay? I want you to arrive and not pick any weight, not touch barbells. The reason why I'm telling you this is because if you put a barbell on top of you, right, with weight, and you don't even know yet how to do a squat, you will end up either injuring yourself or simply like you'll start hating it because you're like, it's hurting my knees, it's hurting my back. It's not supposed to do that, okay? So the wisest thing to do first, work on your form. Okay, so I'll give you a list of exercises here that I want you to practice. Squats are obviously they're gonna be there. But do not confuse with just squatting, the whole squatting thing. Squats are good for your glutes, but they're not, but just squatting, just doing squats and that's it, will not give you your glutes that you want, okay? It's a combination of different exercises that I'm gonna give you today. So, squats are there though, okay? So, let's just go over very quickly your form squat, like the form of how to squat, okay? Let me just go a little bit behind so you can see me, okay? So, nice and simple. The first thing I want you to focus on is your spine. Imagine your spine, it needs to be straight. Let's call it straight, although our spine, biologically speaking, is never going to be straight. It's just an S curve. But I want you to imagine having your back straight, okay? You bend at your knees. Okay, so your stance starts this way, okay? So a little bit wider than your shoulder width. Straight here, okay? Bend at your knees. And imagine that you're about to sit in a chair, okay? Sit in a chair. And you stop at a height that you're comfortable with at the beginning, okay? Because at the beginner, you will not be really good at depth, okay? First of all, just focus on the movement, okay? You don't have to go really deep. Focus on the movement, knees out, because your knees will tend to cave in normally when you're not used to it. So remember to keep your knees out. And that's it. Do not squeeze at the top, okay? I don't want you to squeeze because there is a lot of misinformation on this about the squeezing. When you squeeze, you will basically, you'll do this with your spine and it won't be neutral anymore. You'll add pressure to your spine. So no squeezing, okay? Forget about the squeezing. So do a couple of these, okay? 3 sets of 12, let's say, to get you started, okay? And over time, I want you to practice with these. Practice on improving the depth, okay? Because initially, it will feel hard for you to squat, because especially if you never do them, if you've never done them before. So, over time, practice on going a little bit lower, okay? But be careful. You see what's happening here? When you go too low, see what's happening? This is called the butt wink. You're rounding your spine. And what do we say? Your spine should always be neutral. If you're rounding your spine like this, okay, this will cause you problems over time, okay? So always remember, if your spine is curving at any point, maybe you just want to record yourself. Recording yourself really helps you see your form. So make sure you do that. So stop at a comfortable height, okay? If you see that from here, you see my butt is rounding, so it means that this depth is fine for me. Here I'm not rounding, So that's fine. And work on developing those. The more you practice, the way your brain works, you'll get used to register the information, register the movements, and you'll get used to them. After you finish with your sets of squats, I want you to practice with hip thrusts. What are hip thrusts? Hip thrusts are hard, okay? And I demonstrated them so many times, but I will just do it a quick one more time for you. I normally use a box, but I'm just the moment I'm downstairs, so back against the surface that you're using. Looking forward the whole time, so nothing like this. So just elevate yourself first, okay? And you will notice that your shins here, they need to be vertical, okay? If they're like this, it means you're too far. If they're like this, you're too close. So again, practice, watch yourself. Chin tucked in, look forward, lift your hips up, okay, forming this movement, almost like a scoop, forming a scoop here, okay? Do not overextend it too much and push too high because it will hurt your spine. If you're at the gym as well, I want you to start practicing with some machines, okay? So that because machines are easier to work on, because it's less likely you'll get injured with machines in general. So that's why I always say, let's do machines. So I'm just gonna go downstairs now and I'm gonna show you a couple of things that I want you to do. Also very good, 5 hydrants. I want you to practice with those 5 hydrants, glute bridges, all these exercises. Banded exercises are great to start on. They'll really get your bum on fire. Even banded monster walks. So imagine having a band here, walking from one side to another. Just literally, this is the easiest. You could never get it wrong, okay? And practice with these over and over again. Now, let's go downstairs and I'll show you my gym. Obviously, I'll give you a bit of a tour on how things work, but I'm aware that every gym is always going to be different. So you need to just kind of look at your gym. But I know that will help you somehow because some of the machines should be similar anyway. I'll show you the main ones. Just walking around the gym with like a massive tripod, by the way, just never mind. Just doing it for you, for me, yeah, honestly. That's the minimum you could do is just subscribe to my channel and like this video, honestly. Everyone's literally looking at me with this massive little thing. Massive, how can it be like massive and little at the same time? Just let me show you this machine. It is also good for beginners, and you can get used to it quite easily. Just taking you there now. So it's called Lovely Leg Press. Let me just adjust this. It'll be easier for you to get used to things like the leg press actually, because you'll find out that you'll have more strength on your legs than anything else so don't worry. And another thing, start with no plate obviously. There's no need for me to say, and when you're starting, we said that before, I want you to practice with no weight. Although some leg presses, I want you to be aware of this already. This will already weight something, okay? So have some sort of weight already. So it's just the machine that weights on its own. So just literally practice with the movement. Should be quite fairly easy to use for a beginner as well, the leg press. You see how if you wanted to target your quads more, you would place your feet a little bit more below in the platform. But if you wanted to target more your glutes, then you want to place them higher, okay? So one thing to remember about the spine being neutral, because I see a lot of people going too close, and you see what's happening here? I'm rounding my spine. So make sure you come to a comfortable, probably like this. As my spine is literally staying neutral. You don't want to round your lower back at any point. Also, when you push back up, make sure you don't do this, okay? Your legs should always remain slightly bent, even when you come up, because otherwise you'll end up damaging your joints over here. So, hands on the handles. See, I'm not going all the way up, straightening my legs. Your legs should never be straight. Push through your heels. and do about 3 to 4 sets of 10 already. Great exercise as well. But already having a plan that, for example, makes you start with some fire hydrants to warm up, some squats already, great exercise. Then start with your leg press, hip thrust, and finish with the abduction machine. That is already a great plan to begin with, a plain workout for a beginner. Like literally, if you keep practicing that over and over again, along with the calories that I told you before, you'll already be making progress, girl, I'm telling you, or boy, whoever it is, okay, in terms of your glutes. Also, in terms of frequency, like now let's talk about training frequency. People would think that how many times do you have to train in order to see results? Now, it depends on volume. If you follow, and you're a beginner, right? And you're following, for example, the workout that I just told you before, include a combination of these workouts. Twice training this, your legs, twice a week will be enough as a beginner. You don't have to do more, okay? As you progress and you get more advanced, you can start including 3 leg sessions. But first, 1 to 2 sessions will be enough. First of all, because as I said before, at the beginning you will get extremely sore. So the goal is to never train when you're sore. So wait until you're completely recovered before hitting the same muscle group again, okay? So that is really, really important. So let's say you've practiced with your squat form, you're ready to add some weight, you're ready to progress, to level up with your squats. I will do this gradually, okay? Just because squats are a compound movement, they can be quite complex to master. So it's always good when you start adding weight to do this gradually. Progressive overload is key, it's what will help you put on muscle. Progressive overload isn't just about how much weight you can lift, rather how you improve. It's about improving. That is probably the synonym. Can't say it. Synonym. Said it right? So you literally just, as long as you're improving, in terms even of your form, number of reps that you're doing, you can do more reps, your form is getting better. For example, your range of motion, which is how deep you're going, for example, with your squats is getting better as well. That is progressive overload as well. So I don't want you to measure your progress just based on how heavy you can lift. As long as you're improving, no matter what kind of improvement you're making, for example, you can do 4 sets instead of 3 now. You can do 12 reps instead of 10 now. Okay, that is progress too, okay? So, I want you to start practicing with goblet squats, just because goblet squats are easier on your spine. Because you'll notice that when you start squatting, you might start getting lower back pain. So, to get used to the movement, goblet squats are actually better and easier, okay? Because basically the center of gravity will be shifted and you won't basically be targeting your lower back as much. So, you grab the weight, okay? You hold it close to your chest, okay? Feet wide, so wide stance. And you just practice what you learned before with a squat, okay? Just going down and up, down and up. Same thing, once you master the movement, pass on using heavier weights from a light dumbbell to 5 kg, you start using a 10 kg maybe next time. Maybe not, that's a bit of a gap. Start with like 7 kg, then 10 kg. And once you're ready, same thing with the hip thrust by the way, start by adding dumbbells, kettlebells, things like that. And then you can also start adding a lovely bar, okay? One thing to remember when you start adding bars to your training, Olympic bars in particular, let me just show you. So actually this is perfect because it just kind of like pictures and portrays all the bars, okay? So Olympic bars like these can be quite scary, okay? For obvious reasons. They're quite heavy. and they're just so much bigger than, especially if you're like a little shorty, you'd be more intimidated to use to use those, because I was. So, as always, start from the small ones for different reasons, okay? I always will pick between all four. Guess which one I would pick? Take a guess. Dora the Explorer number 2. I would pick the shortest one, even now that I'm more advanced. A, because it weighs less. Obviously it makes sense because it's shorter, it will carry less weight. Because these ones, these big massive ones, I mean you could do those, but bear in mind that the bar on their own, they weigh 20 kilos for the longest one. For the medium length, usually they're 15 kilos, and then the shortest little ones that are 10 kilos. So obviously for practicality, I'd love to use the shortest one. Obviously some gyms don't have a 10 kilos ones, sometimes they just use the 15, but regardless, try to use the smallest in your gym to get used to it, and practice just with the bar. Now, let's say you're feeling braver and you finally are ready to start using the squat rack, okay? What are the things that I want you to consider? So obviously it can be quite scary because, I mean, especially if you've never used it before, you don't know what to do or how to use it. However, it's not as scary as it would be, as you think it is. So obviously you practice your goblet squats, you can practice your squat form, you know that you already know how to squat, now you're ready to step it up, level up, okay? So first thing I want you to do is to adjust the bar height to your own height. So normally you'd have to do this by moving these little J hooks. I am short, but I'm not that short. Second thing, so let's trial it, okay? So you grab the bar, it's quite heavy, it's 20 kilos, so you have to do this movement. It takes a bit of practice, but so let me just try it. What I normally do, I'll just try the weight, okay? Fine, so I'm not going on my tiptoes to pick up the bar, so that's perfect. You never want to do that. You never want to go on your tiptoes to pick up the bar, because especially when you start building up the weight and you have to put the bar back, you will struggle, okay? So if you're struggling to put the bar back, then put it one level lower, just because it's easier for you to just rack it back up, okay? Another thing is the bar positioning. So I like to have mine quite high, so I do a high bar squat, but some people like to do it low, so a bit lower down their traps, okay? Just for practicality, I tried both and I prefer having it on top of my traps here. So I just recommend trying it first, see where it kind of feels more comfortable for you. And then you just pick up the weight. So actually this one, you see what I'm doing here? That is slightly higher, just because, you see, I have to do this, kind of have to like balance it, just get it off balance to rack it back up. And it's fine because now I don't have a lot of weight, but if I had a lot of weight and I had to do this, I would struggle, okay? So you'll be wiser to just put it one level lower. So tried it, I prefer it one level lower just because it's easier. So obviously I'm gonna have to bend down a little bit, but I prefer doing that than just going on my tiptoes to position it, okay? Second thing, if you're a beginner, you'll struggle with, you might be scared of like not being able to lift the weight back up. So wise thing to do all the time is to use the safety bars over here. These are called safety bars. They're not there just to make up the machine, they're just there to help you in case you fail to lift the weight back up. So you just place them a little bit higher as a beginner, because you won't be able to squat as low. So remember, when you're a beginner, you're working on depth. You don't have to worry too much about depth, you just worry about your form first. So slightly higher, because I know that if I fail, for example, to lift the bar back up, I know that they will be there to kind of save me and grab the bar for me, okay? So you just release it. So let's try it now together. So again, bar on top of your traps and squat down, okay? So as you can see, I'm squatting here, but I'm already going quite low. And look how much difference there is here. So if I struggled, I couldn't possibly have the bar on me. So it's actually wiser this time to put it one level up again. Remember, as a beginner, you want to work on your form first rather than depth. Depth is something that your range of motion is something that you work towards with time. Neutral spine. So you see now it's higher. So if I couldn't do it, for example, I can't go back up. I'm just leaving it here, and I'm just safe because the safety bar got it. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is for. So as a beginner, I actually recommend you having those at either side. So if you're training on your own, if something happens and you get stuck, you just leave it there and you're like, see ya, I'm fine anyway. Save you some embarrassment as well, because I've done it in the past. As a beginner, the easiest bet for you is to use machines, right? This is a great exercise, the abductor, for your abductors here, for your side booty. It's great. I'll normally focus on 3 to 4 sets of 10 reps to begin with as a beginner, okay? Because as a beginner, also another thing that I want you to remember is that you will get sore quite easily. Because as a beginner, you'll get more sore than when you're more advanced. Not because it means that you're working harder. That's another thing that a lot of people get confused. They constantly chase soreness because they think that the more sore you get, the more gains you make. But soreness is just the feeling that you get when your body's not used to something, okay? So beginners will get sore a lot. Or also, if you do a new exercise, then your body's not used to it, then you'll get sore, okay? If you haven't performed an exercise in a long time and then you decide to perform it, then you notice you get sore, okay? Same thing if you got a break from the gym, maybe during lockdown, for example, you stop training, then you start again, you notice getting sore. So please stop relying on soreness as a means of deciding how good your workout was, okay? That is just, it doesn't mean anything, okay? So stop relying on soreness, okay? So 3 sets to 4 sets of 10 initially for a beginner. That's all you care about. You don't have to worry about drop sets, supersets, etc. No, okay? First of all, learn the movement, learn the form, okay? Then we'll do a separate video if you want me to talk about more intermediate lifters and when to incorporate things like supersets, drop sets, when to start advancing as well. Like for beginners, at least this video is long enough now, so I feel like I covered the main things. However, if you want a part 2 in terms of how to progress, once you just become more intermediate, you already mastered all the beginners exercises, you practice this a few times, remember at least twice a week. You do that for a few months at least until you get used to it with the right calories. Following Myfitnesspal, and I can assure you that you'll start seeing growth already. Okay, alternatively, I remind you again that I can do that for you without you having to worry about what exercises to do, how many reps, how to progress every couple of weeks and how many reps, etc. If you don't want to work out yourself, then obviously I can do that for you, personalized specifically just for you based on your level of experience. That's why I do one-to-one coaching. Link again in the description below. That being said, I hope you found this video useful and you learned a lot with me today, as that was my intention, to teach you and help you as much as possible. Do not forget to like and subscribe as always, and hopefully I will see you next time with another video.